Hey, what's going on, guys? Going to bring up a topic, and I guess I've overlooked this a lot too, just because of how used to I am resetting my technology and just changing it in real time to fit the needs. Of course, there's a different technology that I like for Star Scramble and Planet Wars. There's a different technology I like for the Legion boss, and also for the Titan. Now, there's a lot of different ways that you can set these up and do different things with this. And in some of my other videos, I would always say it would be nice if Wing Fighter would let us have playlists that we could go and easily change to and change our technology quicker. And guess what? I had two players talk about what is the button next to the reset technology. And I guess I've overlooked this a little bit too. And this is actually a really cool feature. And thanks to one of the players out there that responded to somebody asking, what is that button? And he brought it to everybody's attention that didn't know that this is a setup button for different technologies. And this is pretty cool, guys. When I first started messing around with this yesterday, little buggy. I don't know if buggy's maybe the right word, but this is pretty sensitive into how to do this. And, a couple times I saved my playlists and it literally saved the playlist to all four and changed my technology setup. So it's you got to be really on it and really specific in what you're doing. But once you get your playlist saved into here, the best part is you don't have to do it again. Now, of course, changing your playlists, how does the game make money? Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. So the only thing is, yes, you have your four playlists, but you still do have to spend diamonds to change through that playlist. And of course, that's how the game makes its money. It is what it is. But what a time saver and a cool feature. I think they could clean this up just a tiny bit. It would almost be kind of cool if you could maybe name these playlists. So you're going to have to remember which playlist is which playlist. And so right here, for the sake of the game, I'll show you guys. I kind of started messing around with this yesterday a little bit. And like I said, it took me a second to get the hang of this. And again, every once in a while, it seems like it saves it on the wrong playlist, and it can be a little challenging to set this up. But get it set up. Once you get it set up, you guys are going to save a ton of time. And so I'll just give you an example. My first setup, let's go ahead and load this one. This is more of a Star Scramble setup for me in Planet Wars. I like to be offensive and defensive as maxed out as I can against a player. That's just the way I do this. And I like to basically max out my critical rate and critical damage on my missile and on my main gun for all the tech value that I have. And then the other crucial one for me is increase the armor base as high as possible, 100%. And this is my personal way that I play Star Scramble and Planet Wars. If somebody else has a better idea or they think they have a better technology, please leave a comment. I'm not a technology specialist by any ways, and I'm no master of this game. I always leave these videos open to the public. You guys can put your comments if you think I'm saying something wrong or there's a better way or this wasn't tested right. You guys are more than welcome to leave a comment. You're more than welcome to show your videos. And, the bottom line to opening up this channel was not always being correct, but to just help lower level players that are just struggling with this, that nobody will give them the right answer, getting bad advice in the Discord forum, which there is a ton of it, and that's kind of why I went to the videos. But again, guys, I'm here to learn. I'm constantly learning. I mean, here I am right now doing this portion of the video, and it's been sitting right in front of my face the whole entire time, and I've been begging for other lists that we could go through, and here it is. So, yep, leave me a comment. Any feedback, good, bad, just I really appreciate everybody's support. It's been really fun making these videos, and again, for me, learning from you guys, as you might be learning from me. So it goes hand in hand here, guys. But again, this is my technology for basically Planet Wars and Star Scramble, and I've been really dang successful with this. Every once in a while, I might add a tiny bit onto the armor damage. Every once in a while, I might add a tiny bit onto the wing gun, just maybe. And then for me, maxing out some of these areas has just been a little bit more successful, especially in the critical rates, and that's just from me to you. So now I have a second setup here, and this setup is a little bit more for general play on Legion Boss and especially the Titan. And this is just my technology setup, so I'm going to load this one in. And so right here, you guys, we have been doing an aerial Titan, and so this aerial basically damage against aerial enemies, including players. And then, of course, you're going to want to increase your boss, even though it says foe. We've gone over this several times in my other videos. You do want to do boss. For me, between 65 and 75 for my level has been really effective. Do not forget to put a little bit of damage. I do not suggest putting a ton of the enemy weakened on any of these because they're very expensive. And again, too much defense, you might lose points. Too much offense, you might lose points because you have no defense. So this is just the way I set mine up, guys. Again, anybody that has a better structure or thinks they have a better way of doing this, I'm always open to it. And again, we're all here just trying to get the high score. And then right here, so since we're talking about technologies, they did release an update stating that they fixed something about the Conqueror armor, and this applies to the Conqueror armor and the attack rate that you've heard me talk about forever in these videos, why I don't put the attack rate on. But supposedly they did fix, I guess, something with the armor was causing the attack rate not to work right. So you're going to start seeing me increase my main gun attack rate a little bit more. Again, we know that if we know that the wing gun is the weakest of the wing guns, so I still do put a tiny bit on there. If I had enough tech points, I'd love to put tech to the wing gun still, but I'm kind of in the process, just like you guys, of maximizing my tech for what I have into what I know that works, and this is what's been working good for me. Other players and other ships that have been using this tech setup have had really good results, and that's all it's about. Are you having a good result or are you having a bad result from these videos? And it's been nothing but positive, and I really appreciate the feedback, and other players going out and testing this themselves and just hearing, hey, I got 300 billion more or more, and that's good enough for me. If it's helping you guys get more points, then hey, that really makes me happy. And that's really what this has been about, is just showing proof, putting it out there, taking the risk of putting it out there. And again, I'm not a master at this game, guys. I love the game. We have a lot of lower players that have the questions in the forums that are just getting really bad advice. They don't understand XYZ plus elemental P plus. I mean, it's just easier to put a visual and try to make this just a little bit more layman's terms. And again, you guys can leave any comments, just helping me, helping yourself, and helping other players out. And that's what it's about. So if I'm ever incorrect, please say it. We'll figure out the way to correct it on the next video. I don't ever want to be right. These are generalized videos. Always looking for a better way. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. So when you guys are seeing my technologies and how I'm setting it up, it's just a simple guide of maybe how you guys can set it up and do yours. But this is my Legion boss that I'm always comfortable with, and Titan. Now, we can go a little bit further now that we have different setups. And let me see. if this one's set up for what I'm talking about here. So I'm going to load this one because I did go through. And let's see what I have saved here. Okay, so this is a good one. So let's say you're doing a Legion boss. And, or, let me flip this around. For me, what I've been doing on some of the missions, a lot of the missions that we play, what is the toughest part about it? For me, it's the ground enemies. The ground enemies are just relentless. The lasers, I think we can all agree, it can get tough. And so this would be for maybe one of those levels that I'm having a hard time getting through because of the ground enemies. So this would be more of a tech. And you can see here, reduced damage from enemies on the ground. And you see increased damage against enemies on the ground. So this is maybe a playlist that I would use for missions. And right here, you can see my tech setup's pretty close to the same as far as what I'm putting it on. My weapons, I will always have the increased armor base. That's just one thing that I will always have. And then, like I said, this is a pretty solid setup. And again, I would be comfortable using this more on missions, especially against the ground enemies that are so dang tough. And again, the lasers and missiles and different things like that. So there's my third one. And then I have a fourth one here. And let's load this. And I have no idea what this one is. I think I just kind of left it open here for this discussion. Let's just say I don't really even like this one. Let's just say I am going to do a ground boss, and this will just be really quick, guys, okay? And hopefully this doesn't jack up my other, because like I said, every time I save these, it's kind of a hit or miss on if is it going to save in the right slot. And that's the only complaint that I have found with this, doing this. But once you get these all set into here, what a time saver this is going to be for everybody. So just to do this in front of you guys, you know, I had a player ask me, well, if we're doing Legion boss, do you have to have Legion boss defense on? And that was a great question. I mean, if you're not expecting to get hit and you're trying to maximize your Legion boss, why put any defense on at all? And that was a really good question. It made me realize that no, you don't have to have that defense. You could maximize what you're doing here. And let's just say I'll set this up for ground boss. I'm going to max these out just to make this quicker. This isn't going to be perfect, guys, but Legion boss, what's it called? The boss. So I'm going to max out my boss. I'm going to max out my ground boss. And let's go over to here. And this is just real quick, guys. This isn't perfect. I'm just going to give you an example of how this is working. And of course, I want all of my missile, my main gun, because these are the most powerful. And again, you can equal this out a little bit, but for me, you know, maxing these out are pretty important. And so right here, if I'm doing a Legion boss and I don't expect to get hit from a ground boss, I'm not going to put any of that on any armor, any of it. Now I can come through, since I have a little bit of technology, and I can, you know, tap some of these in here a little bit just to, you know, put something on the weapons. Me personally, even though we know maybe the wing gun's weaker, and at the time the attack rate for the Conqueror wasn't working, I still will put a tiny bit of technology onto these guys. That's just me. And even though we might say, hey, we're not getting the biggest value out of the wing gun, don't put it there, I still will come through here and put a couple on here. Let me see here. And it looks like somebody took me out on Planet Wars here. Not even really set up that much on Planet Wars. Haven't really been caring about this Planet War. No offense in saying it that way. So I'll have to go and retaliate with what? My Planet War setup. So, okay, let's just say this is what I like for me going against a Legion boss ground with no defense and starting to maximize my weapons here. And so I am going to go, and I'm pretty happy with this. Let's just say I'm happy with it. Now, notice where, here's my tip on this, and I think this would help a lot. Maybe, so when I went up to setup 4, you guys initially saw me hit the setup 4, I loaded it, and then I reset it. Okay? I didn't jump around, I didn't do a bunch of different stuff, and I think that's really the most important to how to do this a little bit faster and more accurately is so now I've got my setup the way that I want it. I haven't moved out of setup 4. I haven't done anything to it. And now I'm going to hit save, and it looks like it's saved in the right slot this time for me. So now right here I've got 4 different setups I can go in between. Again, this is my Planet Wars, my General, Legion Boss, and Titan. Again, I have a ground one here with defense for more of the missions that I would be comfortable with. And then now I have a Legion Boss one here with no defense to ground. So you can see, you can set this up a whole bunch of different ways, guys. And what a time saver this is. And hopefully this kind of brings to your attention that this is sitting here. It is a game changer for me, and it's going to be a game changer for a lot of other players, knowing that that's here, because I have spent countless hours over the time of me playing this, clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking every single time I wanted to do something different. So what a cool feature. I'm glad somebody pointed this out yesterday, and I'm glad one of the other good players said, hey, that's for you to change your technology setups. And really cool feature. Again, just be really specific when you're on one of these setups. Just be really careful when you go to save it. Make sure you're in the right slot. I would just do it all as one. Again, if you're going to do setup 1, load it, reset it in setup 1, set up your stuff, and then save it. And I think that'll help with a lot of errors, or possibly saving it in different places on accident. So, but hopefully this helps out, guys, because it's already helped me out tremendously. And again, any suggestions, any comments, anything to better the video, please, I'm always here. I do read everybody's comments. I do try to respond to every single comment. I do watch your videos again, and I really appreciate the support to this channel. And you know, most of all, as I say in just about every video, guys, just have fun.